The viral golden boy of Dubai is here. Welcome, Rahul, to Jewellery Pod.
Thanks for having me. How's it going? How are you?
I'm doing good, and I was long time planning to get you in and talk to you about this amazing idea you came up with, which has just got internet by storm. So tell me about yourself and how you came up with this idea of Dubai golden currency.
Yeah, so my name is Rahul. I am the founder of DIAN Jewellery, something that we founded in 2020. And recently, it's been everywhere. It's actually not a currency, it's a gold note souvenir. And it's the first of its kind in the region. And it's a pretty crazy story. So I was just sitting in the office one day in 2022, I think it was like September or something. And a good friend of mine from school just happened to visit me that day. And he showed me the first sample of a gold note, a note made out of gold, a note that actually has gold encapsulated inside it. And I was like, man, if we do this for Dubai, shit's gonna hit the fan. It's gonna be insane. I think it's something that's every tourist would want. And so that's exactly what we did. We worked towards that for like a year and a bit. And at the end of 2023, we had the first gold note souvenir for Dubai, which has a nice design of Dubai, which, it pays homage to the history of Dubai, and it has just so much in just one note. So it's just something for tourists to take home, or even for the residents to have as, something unique for Dubai, first of its kind. And, Dubai, it's always like you have to be the first to do something, the tallest tower, the biggest mall, and now the first gold note souvenir. So yeah, no, it's been great. I think it's done really well. Overnight, my followers increased by around 25,000 just in the matter of one night. So it was all very quick. Everything happened really quickly.
It definitely happened quickly, but I don't think so that it was a matter of luck because there has to be some X factor that took those reels by the storm. Because 1.3 for one reel, 33 plus million on another, there has to be some X factor that got the traction of so many people that let alone impressions. I'm just talking about the number of plays it has gone through. So, what do you think that was the X factor behind this that everyone is going crazy about it?
So to be honest, I think there is a formula for going viral. There is certain things that need to be in place for a video to go viral, but at the same time, I do feel luck plays a big role, right? I thought that this video would just get 10,000 views, and I was happy. 10,000 views, good. It was a good effort. And then when I saw it hitting 5 million, 10 million, I had no idea. No one expected it to reach so many people so quickly to a point where now, yeah, it's sitting at around 33 million. So I think there is definitely a formula. Honestly, I would be lying if I would say that I know exactly what I'm doing. I just try and post something unique. I just try every time I make a video to educate people and to be transparent and to show them something new, not something boring, because a lot of people see a lot of things in jewelry as quite boring things. A lot of people don't know so many things about jewelry. So it's all about tapping into the right thing to make it a good video.
It does also say something about the product as well because there's a currency note involved, though it's, as you told, it's a souvenir. But that's very interesting thing that people have never seen something like that before. And now that you're showing it and with the brand Dubai, everything just gets 10x. So tell us about the product as well, that it's not an actual currency, but it's a golden souvenir that people can take home or
Yeah,
buy online.
so it's pretty interesting. This note is as flexible as your normal note. There's a patented technology that we use to encapsulate zero point 0.1 grams of gold. And technically, we can encapsulate as much gold as we want, but we've kept it at zero point 0.1 to make it an affordable souvenir. Currently it's just 159 dirhams. So it's something that any tourist can come and take home and have. They feel like they've got a token of Dubai, basically.
That brings me to my next question about whenever I go through your branding, and we have spoken a lot couple of times before as well. As a fifth generation jeweler, what your dad's reaction to this? What was your family has to say about this thing? And do they still see this whole thing as a luck, or do they start also believing that online selling has some potential as well?
So it's really interesting. Initially, when I posted this video, when I was thinking about posting videos, I told my dad that, look, I'll probably on Fridays or something, I need to, take half a day to shoot like 3 or 4 videos. So what are your thoughts on that? And he's like, that's a waste of time. Why would you shoot 3 or 4 videos for what? Like, what is it going to lead to? Are we actually going to make money out of it? There's so many people posting videos. Why will your video go viral? And so initially, it's expected, right? It's the traditional outlook to, e-commerce online, that people always think in jewelry, especially, that you can't sell jewelry online. It's very hard, especially Indian jewelry. You can't sell Indian jewelry online and many things like that. So they were hesitant initially. But after this, my dad has been telling me that doesn't matter how many days you need to shoot, you shoot, man. you get as many products, you try and do something new, and we're behind you. So it's great now. Now I've got like full liberty to shoot whenever, wherever.
This is super cool to know that our parents and that generation also evolves with us and start believing in how actually things can be brought online, and especially in our jewelry, things need to be. It's still, I feel sometimes that we are living in dinosaur era, but yeah, some good work out there, and bravo for that.
Thanks.
Rahul, I want to know, when your Instagram says 5th generation jeweler, your website also says the same. So when you say 5th generation jeweler, what value you're bringing to the table? Like, if I'm a customer, what I'm getting when I walk into your store?
So I'd say the main thing is experience, right? Because from when my grandfather came here to Dubai from Bahrain, this was in 1969, around 54, 55 years ago, he had learned so many things, so many skills, so many ways to serve a customer, that's just been passed down. Over time, it's been passed down to my dad, has been passed down to me as well. And before my grandfather, my great-grandfather and my great-great-grandfather, they have all passed this knowledge down to now, which has come to me. So when someone walks into the store, immediately through that experience, we can figure out that what is this customer looking for. They might be looking at one thing, but they actually want something else. So our job is to help them find something that they want and they will actually be happy with. So I think the key is that being a 5th generation jeweler, it all comes down to experience. Whether I'm making a custom made piece, I know I can know that what this customer would prefer, what he would stick with for the long term.
And they do also get that faith in you. The trust factor is there. I'm talking about the expat community. When they walk in your store, they do have this faith in you that these guys are there for some time, and they're gonna, you guys are the trusted vendor for their day-to-day jewelry.
Yeah, no, definitely. With all the history that we have behind us, it definitely creates that sort of trust. I mean, we're older than a lot of the banks here in Dubai, right? So, like, we are not going anywhere for any time soon, hopefully. So, it's definitely there. And it really helps. It really helps the trust factor, especially in jewelry, when you're buying things that are worth 3,000, 4,000 dirhams a minimum, and that you can go up to the millions. You need someone trustworthy. You need to get someone that you can rely on, that you can contact at any point for any sort of information, and everything should be transparent.
Thank you for sharing that with us. So when after your studies you joined the business, and you're still very young, and when you joined the business, what were the challenges? Because I have spoken with many people who have their businesses over here. They are into 3rd or 4th or 5th generation, but people do think that it comes easy. And how was it for you when you joined the business right after your studies? Was it a cakewalk?
So, initially when I joined, I had no interest in joining the family business. To be honest, I was pursuing cricket as a professional career. I went to the extent of going to Australia. I got selected for the Darren Lehman cricket camp. And so I was pretty much, heading towards that. But unfortunately, what happened was I dislocated my shoulder on tour. So I wasn't really left with much of a choice. I had like 2 or 3 months to recover. And I thought that, okay, I might as well start doing something. But initially, sitting in the office, I was looking for other jobs. I come from an economics background, right? So I studied industrial economics at university. So all the people, or most of the people in my course, go to investment banking. So I was looking for jobs. I was looking for some job that would be good.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you join a family business, at least in my experience, there's nothing for you to do. When you join, the system is going great. In fact, you are a burden to the system because you've just joined. There's nothing for you to do. You have to create your own work. And that's what I realized later on, that in order for me to work in the family business, I have to create my own space. I need to learn first. 6-7 months go into learning, and you keep learning throughout your time in your family business. But first 6-7 months, you need to learn the basics. Then you make your own space so that you can actually thrive in the family business.
And can you tell us about your challenges when you joined? Because I'm very sure that your dad wants to do certain things in a particular way, and probably that could not be 100% convincing for you. While you were trying to change that, eventually or gradually, what was their reaction, or what was your challenges to join a family business?
Yeah, it's always challenging when your dad is your boss, right? Like, you think that things end at work, but they don't, man. You have to go home and you have to listen to it at home. And so there are definitely many challenges. But I think initially, any parent or in any family business, the elders will be hesitant to change. They will resist. But if you really believe in what you're doing, you just have to be persistent, and you just have to give it a go. You just have to give it a shot. You have to be a bit more bold, and you have to just go and do it. Then if you fail, okay, you get up, you try it again. But if you succeed, then they know that, okay, no, he knows what he's doing, or he has a hang of things. He's not just messing around. We should start looking to change things. And so I would say that being persistent is the best thing to face any of the challenges that you have when you initially join.
And while doing this, like any other job, was there any pressure that you felt that you have to outperform this thing? You have to outperform probably sales of last year, because any business runs on, and they always look at the bottom line. And when you join and you understand that there's certain responsibility over my head as well to add to the business, were you under some pressure, irrespective family business?
Yeah, so I think the pressure really kicks in once you get your own responsibilities. When you open up we open up a new office. We have an e-commerce store as well. So you're employing people. You have to ensure that your business is profitable so that you can support your employees and that you can support your family. And the thing about family businesses is that generally what happens, especially in our case, is that we're 6 people, right, that work from the family in the business every day. But we are taking care, or we are supporting 20 odd people in our family, right? So we have to ensure that whatever we do, we can help our family sustain, pay off all the expenses and have a bit of comfort, room to relax and enjoy your life. So I think that's where the pressure comes in. And you're not just thinking about yourself. You're thinking about the other 20 people that are also with you in your family.
And you heard that's an acquired knowledge, right? You gain over the time.
Yeah, I think it just comes with the responsibility. When you start thinking in a certain way, when you have those responsibilities, it forces you to think a certain way. And so I would say it comes with the responsibility.
Talking about responsibility, I found your social channel, Instagram especially, very responsible for putting out this message to young generation or to whomsoever that investing in gold is mandatory, not an option. I remember very clearly about another reel of yours where you explaining that if they have bought X amount of gold in X year, they would have been able to buy an apartment in Burj Khalifa. So how we should put that out? I mean, this thing is a generational thing that we listen from our forefathers who always emphasized on investing in gold or always saving and buying jewelry. So this dialogue is somewhere missing in current generation, current scenario, and you're bringing it back in a very interesting way. So tell me about this thing, that how this dialogue can be put out. We can put that out more and more because you have done that already.
Yeah, so what's interesting is that right now our generation is so confused by the amount of options to invest. You can invest in crypto, you can invest in stocks, in shares. You can invest in practically so many things just on a platform, online, on an app or whatever. But people don't realize what's actually been working for so many years. Now, if I tell you about gold, I always tell a lot of people, people ask me, when's the right time to buy gold? Habibi, it's always the right time to buy gold, right? Because every year on average for the last 20 or 30 years, it's been going up by 12%. So it's something that you can always rely on. I'm not saying you invest all your money in gold, but you should have a portfolio. You should have a certain percentage of your portfolio in gold because it's something that's reliable. The reason why your parents, your grandparents are buying gold or have bought gold for so many years is because they know this. It's inherent in our nature. It's inherent in our nature. We all believe in gold, at least especially in the South Asian community. We all believe in gold. China consumes the most gold in the world. They strongly believe in gold. So if you have these many people backing gold, then you have to believe that it's going to keep going up, and it has been going up, right? So I think that because of all the noise currently online with Bitcoin, with Ethereum, and all these other cryptocurrencies, and all these apps that promote investing in stocks, I feel like somewhere gold has got lost in the current generation. They don't see gold, or they don't think about gold. So I feel like it's my job, to remind people that you need to go and you need to start investing in gold. Even if it's just a little bit, you need to keep that as a part of your portfolio.
Can you give us one example, like how much amount should be bought in what year to buy a apartment in Burj Khalifa?
So I don't remember the exact numbers, but all I'd say is that you should start by at least investing 20% of your savings every month into gold. And then it's dependent on you. It depends on your risk appetite and a lot of other things. But 20% every month from your savings is definitely a good way to start.
As a young entrepreneur, how does your portfolio look like? I hope this is not very personal to ask. How your personal portfolio looks like? It's more of online commodity of gold, or you believe in physical gold? Because I have spoken about this to people, and most of them are not very comfortable reserving gold at their home or their offices, but they're very much in for buying gold online.
Yeah, so for us, we we don't have a real preference between online or physical, because if we invest physically in gold, it also helps us. It's a raw material in our business, right? We make jewelry out of gold, so it goes hand in hand. So for us, actually keeping it physically is more useful to us. But I understand the challenges, right? You don't want to be keeping millions of dirhams or even hundreds of thousands of dirhams of gold bars in your house, right? It's not secure. So definitely, I would recommend having ETFs, having something online. We provide this service for our customers as well, where in which we either hold physical gold for them in our safe. We have a vault completely insured, and you're living in Dubai, so you have nothing to worry about anyway. But we have that, and we also have digital gold that we hold for them. So at any point, if they want to buy or sell, we can do it, in a split second, and they can cash out at any point. There's no fees. It's not like any of the other brokers or apps where you get hit by fees that you didn't know that was going to come, etc. So it's very easy to do. So I would recommend definitely digital gold is a very easy and very safe way to do things as well.
That was interesting to know, Rahul. And Rahul, lately Dubai has stopped by law to carry diamonds or anything in our trade. In jewelry trade, you cannot take out the jewelry by yourself. You need to take help of an official carrier. There were some reasons to start that. There were some unfortunate incidences behind that. Many people didn't like it, but people are getting used to it because it's not an option anymore. And it has been done for the safety of everyone, if we see it at a broader perspective. As a jeweler, what's your biggest threat?
Biggest threat, or you mean like a biggest fear?
Anything, yeah. Like,
So my biggest fear as a jeweler is obviously if I am held at gunpoint in my store, then I'm that is what I think about. But living in Dubai, we know that the government does a great job. Dubai police does such a good job to make sure that we're all secure. Chances of happening in Dubai are like nearly zero. So in Dubai, we don't really have many fears around this, but we do, for instance, supply to. If we are supplying to people in the U.S., we know that they've had these instances in the U.S. There's been a lot of cases. Every year, there's a case where someone is held at gunpoint or a store is robbed, and it's occurs frequently, right? So in Dubai, we don't have those challenges. In Dubai, it's a lot more peace of mind. Even though you have valuable stuff in your store, the government has ensured that you are in a safe space. So yeah, I don't think there are too many threats here.
Great, great. So Rahul, what I feel that about going back to your content strategy, going back to putting out that word about getting more and more traction that jewelry people have, we never do something revolutionary as iPhone. Like jewelry industry cannot launch something like iPhone 16 and people are going crazy about it. However, there could be some. I mean, like there are companies who are opening stores back to back to back whereas I feel that they can also invest in a technology or come up with a amazing marketing campaign where they're just drawing the attention of everyone. In that direction, what you feel, what could be your, given an opportunity, what could be your contribution?
I honestly feel like our industry lacks innovation, right? People in our industry have done a great job scaling. They've done a great job in service, but we always lack in innovation. And I think there's so much space in innovation. We come from a manufacturing background, so we are always looking for ways to create something new. So I think that personally, that's what I strive to do. That's what our team strives to do too. Create something new and create something different, something that you won't get elsewhere. That's what we strive to do.
And you told about your family expansion. They came all the way from Bahrain and expanded in Dubai. But if you're given a chance to expand your business, would you prefer to go outside Dubai or per se India?
So I think India is obviously it's a great market. It's a very big market. We already have a factory in India. We manufacture and supply to a lot of businesses there. So I feel like moving to India, you have to have another sort of strategy, something different, because what works here and what works with a lot of the customers coming from the Western world, it doesn't work in India. In India, it's a curated taste. So you need to have a curated strategy for that customer base. So it's definitely an interesting time. I think India is also growing rapidly, and there's a bunch of opportunities there. But you have to make sure you have the right strategy if you want to open in India.
Talking about right strategy, you guys doing a lot of customization for your clients. So for me, if I understand, is it that heavy jewelry or is it like hip hop, lots of ice, and that power jewelry? What kind of customizations you do?
So we do pretty much all of it. We do a lot of hip hop jewelry. We also customize traditional jewelry, heavy sets, and practically we are able to do pretty much anything when it comes to jewelry. But in Dubai, what we do get requests for are more minimal types of jewelry, something that is everyday wear. So we've also focused onto that. We've really gotten into that, whether it's 18 karat gold or gold with diamonds. We have a good collection of stuff that we've made that is personalized jewelry.
Any kind of customization you guys have done for any celebrity?
Yeah, so we've done a couple. We've made rings, eternity rings for this one Bollywood actress and a few other people. So they also come with very interesting and unique ideas. They also want something very different. So it's our job then to make sure that we execute. And those are the kind of projects that I love working on, because there's always something different with the design, and with the different design, there's a lot of challenges that come with it, and it takes a lot of time. Some projects, like even just making a ring, it can take weeks. It can take even up to a month, because you're just doing a trial and error. You haven't made it before. You don't understand the mechanism of how the let's say the ring moves. Or how the bracelet opens. So there's many things to it. So I definitely enjoy doing that.
Cool. And while dealing with celebrities or HNIs, or even for royalties for that matter, we always cannot ask as many questions about like payment, or we can how when they're gonna repay, or what would be the mode of payment. Do you guys discuss this in advance, or there's an agent who takes care of all these things, or you guys do this conversation with the celebrities directly? Just out of curiosity.
So most of the time, honestly, it's just we don't really have to say much, and we don't feel the need to say much because we try and create a relationship with the customer, so they're pretty much like our family, right? And so we trust them as much as they trust us. We also trust them, so we don't really need to ever go out of the way for it. And a lot of the times, people are paying you advance money because they just want to
Right.
give it to you straight away, and they don't want to think about it. So it works both ways.
Rahul, you're doing some really smart work in your professional life as jeweler and as well as an individual. What stereotypes that jewelry industry have? I'm talking about GCC scenario. You can tell us about your experience of Dubai. What are the stereotypes that we as an industry collectively we need to work on?
So I feel like the stereotype is that today you go into the gold souk, right? You go to any store and you'll see these big, massive like dresses that are made out of gold, right? Or these really heavy pieces, and so people really like seeing these things because it's an attraction. But no one's obviously going to wear it. None of the tourists are going to wear it. A lot of the residents are not looking to wear something like this. So I do feel like there needs to be a shift into jewelry that is more minimal, more sustainable, something that people can afford, something that people like to wear every day. And I think things are moving in that direction. We're definitely moving in that direction. So I feel like that is what we should start looking at, especially with prices being this high, the gold price being this high
Mm-hmm.
at a record high at the moment. You need to find ways to ensure that your customer, you're not breaking his wallet, you're not breaking his bank account, but you're also ensuring that they get something worthwhile.
And talking about competitiveness of Gold Souk, there are like hundreds and hundreds shop next to each other in Gold Souk, and every day it's receiving like innumerable tourists. Having a shop in such a competitive atmosphere, how do you guys get hold of potential clients? Or what's the ratio like? Or it's always a walk-in. It's always like they enter your store with a curiosity and find something. Uh, can you tell us about it?
Yeah, so I think there's like around 300 stores in the Gold Souk at
Yeah.
the moment, something like that. And there's quite a lot of competition. If you see, almost every store has very similar type of jewelry. So it all generally comes down to the price. What price are you going to give this piece of jewelry for? So what we're trying to do is we're not just trying to compete on price. We try to compete on service, and we try to ensure that we are providing the best service. And on top of that, we try and find products that other people don't have.
Mm-hmm.
If you see it with the gold note, at the moment, no one has it. We're the only people that have it, and we're the only people that are supplying it. And so, what that does is that when people see it online in social media, they can't find it in any other store. They have to come to our store.
Right.
And so, it's really increased the amount of conversions that we've had from online. Things like this, things that people can't find elsewhere. But at the same time, being in the gold souk, walk-ins are your bread and butter, right? There's so
Right.
many people. There's 19 million people that came to Dubai last year. So many of them want to go to the gold souk because it's a part of Dubai's history. So I definitely think that if you're a jeweler and you're in the gold souk, yeah, you're blessed that you have so many people coming in. So it's your job to ensure that you do some good business and make sure that they're satisfied.
So, going forward, will this be your strategy to launch something innovative, launch something this interesting like gold note currency, and or will it be or you will diversifying?
So we're definitely looking at doing new things. I've got 100 ideas in my head already. The gold note is just the start of it. There's so many things to come up, and I'm so excited to launch all of them one at a time because I think that it's really going to change things here in Dubai and in the region. So this is definitely what I enjoy doing. I like to bring things that are new. I like to make things that are new and make things that people haven't seen before.
Given chance on a broader perspective, what one change you like to bring to the industry, which has to be profitable, which has to be sustainable, it has to be practical in sense that more and more non-jewelry people look up to this place to work, to buy from. Buying is just a byproduct of whatsoever we are doing on day-to-day basis, but we do need some more technical persons, some more R&D people to join the industry and bring in that value. So, what do you have to say about this thing that how we can change the narrative?
I feel like what we need to start doing is we need to be more transparent than we're being with our customers, because a lot of people, a lot of businesses think that the only way you're going to make money is if you trick your customer, if
Right.
you play a few games with them, and if you know, put your jewelry at 75% off and you think they're getting a crazy deal. But no, customers are smart, man. Like, they know that 75% off, there's something wrong, right? And we avoid doing these kind of things because you're not showing transparency. These are all games and gimmicks that, yeah, it used to work in the past, but people are going to start catching on, and they have caught on. So I think it's more about being transparent and educate your customer. When you educate them, they'll trust you. Maybe you won't get a sale right away, but they'll remember that, okay, this person told me this and it was actually true. They taught me this and it was actually true. So I can trust that person. And I think that's one of the things that I would look to do. And I look to do that. I've been taught that from my father, who has been taught by his by his father and his grandfather. So it's something that's been passed down, and it's something that we strongly believe in.
The jewelry community in Dubai comprises of mostly Indians, and to be more specific, owned by Gujaratis over here. So, how does this Dubai as a platform serve an ecosystem to for the business to thrive?
So I think that in general, the system here is so good. It's everything is clear, concise. Everything follows a certain format. So the ease of doing business in Dubai is very, very high. Like, you don't have to worry about so many of the things that you would have to worry in other countries. So definitely, ease of business is great because we've been given this platform to work. And the good part is that the authorities are always ready to listen. They're always ready to listen to our feedback. We have a board. That board also serves our interest as well as the government's interest. So it's very easy to communicate any challenges that we're having, and things work smoothly that way.
And can you walk us through an example where you guys were facing certain kind of problem? Uh, it could be anything that you addressed and it got resolved within few days. Because I do know that there's a very smooth channel of board of jewelry members, and then there's a government body who takes care of the things, and actions are taken like really, really quick.
I can give you an example, a very basic example. Let's say something gets stolen from your store, right?
Okay.
Someone takes a ring or something. The government and Dubai police have such a great system in place that they will track the person down and the ring down very, very easily. There is nowhere for the person to hide. And it's happened with us. It doesn't happen often, but on rare occasions, it does happen. And you always end up finding the person, right? You always end up getting your jewelry back. And that's the great part about being here. In another country, that's not happening. They have to keep a certain amount aside that they know is going to be a loss at the end of the year. Things that are stolen, things that they get robbed
I
for,
see.
they have to account for that. Fortunately, we don't have to account for any of that, so that's great.
5 things that Dubai as an ecosystem uh, provides you to thrive, to help your business grow.
I think one is the amount of tourists that come into the city and this country is phenomenal. Two, the infrastructure and the ease of traveling around Dubai. Dubai is like a 15-20 minute city, right? You can get to any place, anywhere very quickly. Three, I would say, is the ease of doing business in terms of the
Mhm.
lack of bureaucracy and paperwork, and ease of expansion, ease of communicating any problems that you have to the authorities and getting it solved. Four, I would say, is the safety aspect. Being in Dubai, being in the UAE, it's a burden taken off you. You're safe and secure here as a jeweler, as a customer. You can walk around wearing jewelry, wearing nice things. You can't do that in other countries. You can't wear a nice watch anymore in a lot of countries in Europe or even in the US. You have to be very careful. Fourth would be safety, and finally five I would say is diversity. The fact that so many cultures are coming together, sharing so much knowledge that you wouldn't get anywhere else in the world. You get to meet people from all walks of life, all parts of the world, and they always have some new perspective to share.
My friend bought something in London from Dior, and after before walking out, the salesman gave him a regular bag that to keep the Dior bag inside that. It was this plain white paper bag that he advised to keep your Dior bag inside and then walk out. So that we don't have to think over here. Rahul, what's the biggest misconception when you join a family business? People do have to say things, a lot of things. I'm sure you would have also experienced that unpleasant phase. What's the one misconception? Because it's a lots of responsibility when you join a family business.
So I think the biggest misconception when you join a family business is that people think that, okay, you've got it easy in life now. You don't need to work. You have everything taken care of. You have a system set up. All you have to do is show up whenever you want to show up, leave whenever you want to leave, take a holiday whenever you want to take a holiday. You're not answerable to anyone. Whereas in reality, in most cases, I've seen this with my friends who've joined family businesses, they are working more hours than any 9 to 5 job. They are working weekends if they have to. They take less holidays than the 20 or 25 days that you get off in a year. They take less holidays than that, including me. I was calculating my holidays in the last year and it was less than the average, right? And it's something that you don't even think about, but because you are directly responsible for the performance of your business, for the amount of money that you are making a year, and because the sky is the limit when it comes to having a family business or a business of your own, you end up working a lot harder, in my experience. And I feel that a lot of people probably underestimate the amount of work that goes into having a business, the amount of responsibilities. The thing is that in a 9 to 5 job, the weekend, you're a king, right? You don't have to worry about anything. You can switch your phone off. No need to answer your emails. Everything is good. When you go on holiday, you are not answerable to anyone. When we go on holiday, we're only answerable. It doesn't matter what time it is. At 3 a.m., a customer could be calling. I go to the US quite a bit, so I have to be awake sometimes in the middle of the night. I've seen it with my father, with my brother. They all are always, ready to answer because you have to be ready to answer, right? And so I think that's a misconception. And I think that is one of the biggest differences of having your own business versus working a 9 to 5 job.
After this podcast, you're heading to your shop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, you took like around more than 25 business days to make this day happen. So yeah, I completely agree with you. Thank you for that. Rahul, there's a new trend I could see. It's not a new trend, but men's jewelry. Men's jewelry is not a new thing in our industry. However, people like lots of cricketers are doing wearing amazing jewelry, and it is giving that push to men's jewelry. Are you doing any sort of work in that direction, or is there any plan strategy to amplify the concept of men's jewelry?
Personally, I'm very passionate about men's jewelry. I personally like wearing a lot of jewelry. And I think that the problem is that the jewelry for men that is currently available in the market is not good. Like, I think when you go from store to store, you're not going to find something that you think you would wear every day. You're not going to wear like these big, heavy rings, or you're not going to wear something that stands out that much, right? It just depends on the kind of person you are. But from my experience, a lot of guys like to wear things that are minimal, that look classy, that look good, that don't, get in the way of their daily routine, something that you can work out with, something that you can wear all the time, and you don't have to take it off. You don't have to take it off when you're in the shower. You don't have to take it off when you are at work, right? So that's what I've been trying to focus on, and we're coming out with a new collection very soon for men, and it's going to be something that's very different. It's going to be something that I hope people recognize how minimal and how easy it is to wear and how unique it is as well. So that's something that we're looking to do.
Bulgari roped in Ayushman Khurana for their B0 collection, and it's a Punjabi Kada. And you did another reel on this as well. How do you see this as a branding move?
I think it's great. I think that it's targeting a niche, and I've always been a fan of Bulgari, and I think they do some really good stuff. And I think it was about time that someone did something like this, because it's honestly inspiring, right? I also, when I view men's jewelry, I view it in the same way. I view it in a way where we need to start pushing ideas of pieces that are unique and pieces that are something that a guy will actually wear, not some like really big gold chain that is flashy that you're not never going to wear. It's going to be in the locker the whole time.
Rahul, circling back to your shoulder injury and that prevented you to go ahead in your cricket career. But you were still very active. You were still very active. I could see that on your Insta as well. And so, what's your motivation to go to gym or be physically active on daily basis?
Yeah, so I think it's a drug, right? Going to the gym every morning, it's something that once you start doing it, you can't stop doing it. And one big motivation for me is that when I joined the business, everyone told me in our community, in the Gujarati community, everyone told me that just wait and watch. Once you get into your work, you're not going to have time to go to the gym. You're not going to have time to play cricket. You are just going to eat. You're going to get a nice little belly, like how every Indian dad has that little belly,
Yeah.
and that's a sign of hard work. And I was just like, no, man, there's no way I'm letting that happen. I'll work hard, but I'll also go to the gym. I'll wake up early as I have to. I'll go to the gym. I'll go to the office. I'll finish with my work, and then I'll go and play cricket. And that's what I look to do, because I think being physically fit is also mentally refreshing. You just feel like you have more energy in the day. When you wake up early and you achieve your workout early in the morning, you feel like you can achieve anything that day. You feel like nothing else is going to stop you. You've already done something and you want to go on to the next thing. So I think that really helps.
And so you stick to gym or you always change and sometimes it's a combination of cricket or cardio, how your workout looks like?
So I go to the gym around 4 times a week. I play cricket a couple times a week, whether it's just training or sometimes a match on the weekend. And I look to change my gym routine. I'm more inclined to do functional movements that help me play sport. So I also play basketball every now and then. I just played basketball yesterday, and it's fun. I like to do things where I like to play sports where you have to move quick, where you have to run a lot. So for that, you need to make sure that your gym routine matches that.
Thank you. And that was a really fresh narrative to whole conversation to the industry towards how we are growing as industry. And coming from someone so young like you, it was pleasure talking to you, Rahul. But we are not ending this conversation without a rapid fire. I have prepared some questions for you. And are you ready for it?
Let's go. I'm always ready.
If you got to choose between private selling and customization,
I would do private selling with customization.
very smart. Lab versus natural diamonds.
Natural.
Maximalism or minimalism?
Minimalism.
Jewelry for styling or jewelry for investment?
Jewelry that can be styled and that you can wear for investment.
Another smart answer. Another store in Dubai or an online shopping?
Both.
Hiring a Gen Z or hiring an experienced?
Experience always wins.
Hip hop jewelry or classic diamonds?
I think classic.
Watches or diamond?
Watches.
Would you rather be in Dubai or another city?
Dubai is the best place to be. Habibi, come to Dubai.
If not a jeweler, what do you aspire to be?
If not a jeweler, I would definitely want to be a professional cricketer.
Great. Thank you so much, Rahul, for having this conversation with us. It was lovely talking to you. And thanks for sharing all the insights and fresh thoughts, most importantly, which is way much required for us. And it was a great conversation.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahul.